Electricast.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. From the launch your online shop stage, all the way to the we just hit 1 million orders stage. No matter what stage you're in, Shopify's there to help you grow. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/special offer, all lowercase. That's shopify.com/special offer.
Why wait to see if you'll get something you like this Valentine's Day when you can go to BlueNile.com and find something you'll love? Whether you're looking to treat yourself to a little winter sparkle or show a galentine how much you appreciate them, Blue Nile offers a wide selection of high-quality designs, expert guidance, and free 30-day returns for the ultimate peace of mind. You can even design your own jewelry. Right now, save up to 50% at BlueNile.com. That's BlueNile.com.
On this episode of MTP, it's our Week 1 overreactions to the 2021 NFL season. And Bobby gives us our Week 2 power rankings. Can you guess which 0-1 team is in the top 10? This is Missing the Point, episode 87. But it's all relative.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Missing the Point. This is the real BK Bob Kelly, joined by my guy, Rayshawn Buchanan. We're here to break down everything football from Week 1, overreactions, takeaways. We'll get into my power rankings. Very exciting stuff here. But Ray, how we doing, man? How did Week 1 treat you?
Oh, I mean, my team didn't win, obviously, but fantasy-wise, we'll get into that shortly. Did pretty well. You and I had a great matchup.
Man, wasn't that great?
Yeah. Yeah, depending on who you ask, But no, we talked about this off the air, but, this is my first time doing this in my quote-unquote new studio, because it is a studio apartment. So studio apartment, new studio. So I'm excited. I got all my colognes lined up like Craig does too. So we have something in common now. So it's good to be back, man. It's been a couple of weeks, so I'm excited to get into it. Week 1 overall was awesome, so I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah, man, let's just get right into it. I want to kick it off, as we usually do, and let's talk about the Pats, man. I know. Well, actually, first, you know what? First, we're gonna go internal. We're gonna talk about that fantasy matchup that we have, bro. My team has never. I don't know what it is about this Missing the Point league, but for some reason, the biggest guys on my team every single year are just garbage, and I don't understand what happened, man. I have Mike Evans, Najee Harris, and who's the other guy? Mike Evans, Najee Harris, and Justin Jefferson. They combined for 35 points between the three of them. I put up a whopping 86 points, and you absolutely smoked me, man. That game was over. That game was over after the 1 p.m. games. I was toast. As soon as Najee Harris had, 4.3 points or something like that, bro, that's it. That's it. That's going to do it.
Well, no, I was nervous myself, man, because so obviously it started on Thursday night because I had Gronkowski, but I had him on the bench. And I remember texting you, I was like, dog, I cannot believe I had Gronk on it. He had 29 for me off the bench. I was like, fuck. I'm gonna get smoked already, not playing the guy that and I was like, and thank God TJ Hawkinson had a great game. Because my God, we'll get into that when we get to surprises, but my God, that Detroit game in San Francisco was wild. But yeah, thank God TJ Hawkinson played well. Thank God Mahomes matched Kyler Murray, because Kyler Murray was going to win that shit for you alone. He was just doing whatever he wanted against Tennessee.
He was amazing, man.
He's a beast. He's definitely next up. Yeah, and Mike, I know, hold on to your seat when you hear this. He's everything that Lamar's supposed to be. So I am a Lamar guy, but we'll get there. But yeah, he's everything he's supposed to be. But yeah, man. Yeah, I was just glad that my guys got it together. Josh Jacobs scoring a touchdown for me last night as we recorded this on a Tuesday. So yeah, I was excited, man. But I knew that's okay. If my two guys perform, meaning Justin Tucker and Josh Jacobs, I got it, because I was like, it was close enough that I was going to win it. But I knew those guys had to perform. Otherwise, you were going to come up with the victory. But thankfully, my guys came through.
Well, what the takeaway here is I'm just so happy it's back, man. Before we get into it, I have to say, Like, the feeling around this football season to me is just different than it was last year. DK brought it up before too. It feels more real with the fans there, with everything going on, with the full preseason and off season. Like, everything just feels like a real beginning of the NFL season. And Thursday to Sunday, obviously Thursday was special to me because I love the way we looked, but like, we lost, but we'll get there. Thursday to Sunday just was so amazing. And the fact that fantasy's back, the fact that like my screen time average on Sunday was like 18 hours was the best thing I've ever, you know what I mean? Like, I got my report. It was like, yeah, football is definitely back. So it's just so good, man. Well, let's get right into week one. I want to start, we'll get into overreactions from week one in a little bit, but I want to talk about our teams first. So let's dive right into the opening game of the season. Buccaneers, Cowboys, man. What a game that was, first of all. I have to say, it was such a cool way to start off the season, having the chance to play my boys. And my boys hung tough, man. They showed a lot. And if this is the team that shows up for the rest of the year, right, do you think they have a legit shot? I mean, to me, it looks like our defense showed up. Dak Prescott showed no ill effects of that injury, man. If anything, he looked better than he did before the injury. So would you think, are the Cowboys a legit contender in the NFC now?
I think they were legit beforehand. I mean, we did talk about them winning the division in our preview show. So, you can check that out in the show notes. So I just think that, Dak was at an MVP level Thursday night, and there's no denying that. And obviously, jokes always come when the Cowboys play because people just love to rag on them and talk about 1996 and 24 years. But look, all that, regardless of that, Dak balled. I do think they need a little more balance, though. Listen, you pay Ezekiel Elliott $90 million, not to wear crop top shirts, but to actually produce on the field. And the fact that he didn't do much on Thursday night, I think if he even gave y'all 75 yards, Thursday night, who knows, maybe, you're not needing a field goal from Greg Zuerlein at the end, right? And it's funny, right? So obviously, people are going to say, they're going to listen to this and say hindsight's 2020, but I told my boy Kev, who's also a diehard Cowboys fan like you, he was like, well, what do you have? Who do you have Thursday night? I said, I got y'all winning 31-28. Like, he was like, no way. I was like, yo, I don't know. I think y'all got it. And when Zuerlein hit the field goal, I was like, yo, I told you, bro. Like, I was like, y'all get offensively. I said, defensively, might be a little shaky still, but I said, offensively, if Dak's on, we saw it for 5 games last year. Like, he has money. So that's what I saw. So I was okay, see y'all winning. And then, that man, 12. Gets the ball with 1 minute and 20 seconds. And I told him, I said, hey, sorry, bro. Like, it's probably over because as for 20 years, we saw it up here. You can check out our TikTok page, the MTP podcast. Our producer, Craig Alessandro, did a phenomenal job with at portraying what all patient fans felt over the weekend, watching that game or even on Thursday night. Like, so that was crazy. So, yeah, listen, 12 did what he did, but to answer your question, or to wrap it up on your question, I should say, like I said, Dallas did look legit, and if there was a moral victory, as I put that in quotations, they definitely got one on Thursday night.
Yeah, for sure, man. And so, the thing about the Zeke point, so I guess I don't know if it's hearsay or if it's revisionist, if I could talk, revisionist history, but the O coordinator for the Cowboys said he called 14 other run plays that Dak checked out of because he didn't like the look, and that's why the passing was so much more heavy. Listen, it sounds like they're covering their ass to me, like that's why Zeke didn't get any yards. But, who knows? The Tom Brady part, man, I got to say, when Zuerlein hit that field goal, I was so pumped that I looked down at the clock, and I saw 1 minute and 22 seconds left. And I was just like, bro, we're not fucking winning this game. We're not winning this game. And Katie was sitting there, she's like, what do you mean you're not winning? Just watch, man. Just watch. And in like clockwork, it was the most Tom Brady-esque, picturesque drive I've ever seen. Dump down the field 5 to 10 yards at a time. One big play, 15 yards. And then another 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards. There's nothing you can do about it when it gets to that point, which is why, like I got to say, Joe in the chat, man, Tom Brady is the greatest ever. There is no getting around. Like, he's so good, man. It's like, I've never seen a quarterback that you knew if it's over a minute and they have, even if there's no timeouts, over a minute, he's going down the field and they're going to get a chance to win that game. So I loved it. I loved every second of it. I thought we looked awesome. I wasn't expecting us to be in that game like we were. So yes, I walk away happy from it. Would have loved to have it. Greg Zuerlein, you're killing me with those back problems today. Better go to the chiropractor tomorrow. But, bro, what are you going to do? That's the way I look at it. It's like, what are you going to do? There's nothing. We stopped Tom Brady 3 times in that fourth quarter in big drives. And those things that last year the Dallas Cowboys had no semblance of even looking like they were close to do. You know what I mean? Last year's Cowboys lose that game 44-17. And they fumble 3 times in the first quarter. So it just feels like a different team to me. We'll see. Chargers are going to tell a lot this year, but what else?
Yeah, I mean that's for sure. Like I said, they're going to be in it, and like I said, they gave a great week 1 performance regardless of the outcome, and so that kind of leads into what our team, me, Craig, Joe, and Mike, our team, New England, they lost 17-16 to Miami. Mac Jones, first round pick out of Alabama, goes 29-39, 281, and a touchdown to Nelson Aguilar. He looked every bit of the player they drafted. I didn't expect him to be this good this soon, especially in this type of game. Brian Flores threw everything at him but the kitchen sink, in my opinion. And I was just pleased with how he handled it. Now, at the same time, I want to ask you this question. Have you seen a New England team, even from last year, just in general, be this sloppy? Because 8 penalties, the fumbles, have you ever seen a lack of discipline from the Cyber Patriots team and that you can remember?
No, not that I can remember. That definitely was one of the more sloppy Patriots games I've seen in a while. The thing is, though, man, is rookie quarterbacks are going to, I feel like it drives those kind of mistakes, even if he is above his years. Having a rookie quarterback, rookie running back, a second-year running back, I feel like those things are going to happen. But the upside of it is so different to me that, listen, if Cam Newton was your quarterback and you guys looked that sloppy, burn it to the ground. You know what I mean? Burn it to the goddamn ground. But as soon as you have Mac Jones in there, it's like, well, what are you going to do? You know, I get you guys had a chance, but I would have came away. I'm all about more victories, apparently, today. I would have came away from that game extremely happy. Your running backs let you down. That's what it comes down to, is your running backs cost you that game, 100%. And it was both of them, too, which was what the scary part is.
Yeah, I was, listen, there's been no bigger supporter of Damian Harris than me. I was sick on Sunday with that second fumble. If I could have, just allowed him not to get on the plane to New York, I would have. That's how mad I was on Sunday. And I get it, right? You want to fight for the extra yards. That's, Belichick loves that guy that's going to go and be that grinder. Lay down, bro. Just lay down. Fight. Yeah, you got to pick the ball. Once again, you got 100 yards, and I get it. You're going to be the featured back now. Stevenson's killed too, but it wasn't, to me, that wasn't a fumble, but I get it. I mean, the call was the call, but it's to me, the fumbles wasn't as bad to me. I mean, obviously Harris, that cost the game, but the penalties, man, from the Shaq Mason, bro, you've been here. You're not new to the team. That was a hell of a play to Kendrick Bourne. I think that was a play. And you are blocking the back. What are you doing, Shaq Mason?
Away from the play, too. Away from the play.
What are you doing? So to me, that was boneheaded. Matt Judon, who played great overall Sunday, but he had a boneheaded play. So it's just oh my God. So it's just I do think that because they've had so much of an overhaul the last 2 years, there's a lot of guys that have not learned the quote unquote Patriot way yet. So it's important that Bill, his son, Gerard Mayo, Troy Brown, and whoever else is there, they have to instill what it means to be a Patriot, what it means to play disciplined football, what it means to play winning football, and that did not show at all on Sunday. The offense clearly is better. There's no, DK was right. Shout out to DK. Clearly the offense is better, right? But if you can't punch it in from inside the 20, that's a problem. And once again, run Happy Josh, Happy Josh. Just like I have a nickname for Horseshoe, for Brad Stevens, I got to come up with a nickname for Joshua Day. I don't know what I'm going to come up with.
Bill's exempt. Bill's immune. He doesn't get a nickname.
Yeah, maybe Jet Sweep Josh. I don't know.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah, Jet Sweep Josh, because all he wants to do is run the ball. It'd be 3rd and 12. Let's run it. It's like, bro, like throw the play action, see what Mac can do. That throw that Mac had to James White on that 3rd and 8, that was like, and I don't want to exaggerate because I might you see bias, but that's one of the best throws I've seen. Like that was unreal. He literally just dropped it in the bread basket, as they say. And I mean, James White is awesome. That's why I had James White on the fence. I said James White has to be that safety blanket in the backfield. He has to be, right? So I'm glad I was right. I'm glad they utilized them in the game plan. But yeah, there were just throws that Mac made that obviously I said last year just wasn't happening. And for the fans out there that were killing Cam and now you're sucking him off, saying that if he was out there, they would have won. Shut the fuck up. And yes, we get it. They won 21-11 last year. No, they had to fucking run. Cam was running for his fucking life. That had to happen. What did you think? Are you dumb? Like that had to happen. Now you got a guy that can actually throw it more than 5 yards down the field, and jet suit Josh just wants to run it on 3rd and 13. So 9 and 12 on 3rd down, you can't teach that. So Craig, I know you get that reference. You can't teach that. So that's under pressure. The man performed. Right. You can't exactly. So it was beautiful to watch. So hopefully they do damage against the Jets. And calm down, Patriots fans. This is not a must win. Calm down. Calm down. And it'd be nice for them to win it on Sunday. We'll get to that later on, but it's not a must win on Sunday. But I get it. The excitement's there. You want them to become a 500 team, but relax. Relax. It's not a must win on Sunday.
Quote Aaron, R-E-L.
Yeah, well, yeah. He need to relax too, but we'll get to that.
Before we get to Aaron, because we're definitely getting there, don't worry. The Patriots, I don't want to say I told you. All right, I don't. I really don't, but I'm going to because I fucking told you. I told you guys week 1 there would be at least 3 to 4, not you guys specifically, like the Patriots fans in general, that there would be at least 3 to 4 throws week 1 that you'd be like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. And it happened that James White throw, there was the touchdown, the Bourne, there was a few more throws that like, you're just watching it and you're like, that's an NFL quarterback, man. Those are the throws that needs to be made. Yes, was there sloppy mistakes? Yes. Did he look like a rookie at times? 100%. But like you're saying, he was getting a kitchen sink thrown at him by not only a good defense, but maybe one of the better defenses in the NFL.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely one of the more aggressive defenses in the NFL, which is huge because literally he's got 6-7 guys coming into his face all game long. And I thought that was the most impressive thing was like, yeah, his completion percentage was high, but how he handled that blitz, play in and play out, being able to pick who he was going to, finding his hot route, you know what I mean? Just actually playing the quarterback position as a rookie was very impressive to me. And I think brighter days are ahead for Mac Jones. Mac Jones is going to have a few games this season where you're going to be like, oh my goodness. And listen, I'm not the guy that sits here and talks about the Patriots. I'm not. You guys all know this, but he's good, man. And that might be an overreaction, and we'll get there too. But I'm just saying, he's a really good quarterback. You guys are lucky to have him.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we need you to be right. Well, we want you to be right. We need you to be right? Because obviously, you don't definitely got that high with him to be, Brian Hoyer. You want him to be the guy, not a guy, but the guy. So hopefully that's what happens. Hopefully, actually, he's going to have the rookie mistakes. That's going to happen. Hell, that first play of the game, you get pressure. You basically throw like a backward passage out of the script. Like what the hell was that? So I'm also looking forward to the tight ends being more a part of the offense. So whether that's, Asiasi when he comes back, obviously with Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry, they did have a couple of flashes during this game. So hopefully as they get acclimated, because they didn't have much of a preseason due to being kind of nicked up. So hopefully, like I said, those tight end seam routes they used to run with Gronk and, that other 81 that won't be mentioned.
Craig's fantasy name is named after him,
which is also wild. That's hilarious. But I forgot about that. Yeah, it's all the hitman. Jesus. Oh, that's just, oh God. Oh, well, fine, fuck it, fine. Aaron Hernandez. Hernandez, yeah, Jesus, yeah. Oh my God, yeah, yeah. It's wild but hilarious. But yeah, hopefully we get back to that. So, but like I said, enough past time. Let's get into the rest of week one.
All right, yeah. So we're gonna first. So my favorite part about week one, we talked about this over the weekend with the whole group. Overreactions, man. It's the best part. It's my favorite thing. You watch week one, you're waiting all year for this, and you're just like, this is how it is. This is how it's gonna be for the next 17 weeks because it happened this 1 week. It's the only week of the NFL season where you get to pick one game and be like, listen, that's just the way it is. So I want to start with one. Aaron Rodgers is washed up or too big of a distraction for the Green Bay Packers to continue on for the rest of the season. Is that a fact? For everyone who lives under a rock and missed it, the New Orleans Saints beat the Green Bay Packers 38-3.
Beat the brakes off them.
On Sunday, it was an absolute beatdown. Aaron Rodgers looked like a shell of himself all game long. I don't have the stats in front of me.
No, I got you 15-28.
There you go.
133, 2 picks.
Garbage. It's the worst. It's the worst game I've ever seen Aaron play. Decision making wise, body language wise. I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback look as pissed off or like look as much of a what the fuck look on his face in my entire life. I really don't. I've never seen just like any mistake or anything that was made. He rolled his eyes. Like you could just see his body language was different. So my overreaction is probably it's too big of a distraction. Aaron Rodgers is either not going to last in Green Bay this season or the Packers are going to be bad because of Aaron Rodgers. Is that an overreaction, right?
No, I don't think it is. So the follow-up question I have to that. So do you think he point shaved on Sunday? I mean, my God, like it was that bad, bro. Like point shaving, like that's a legit question. And I'm not one to bring that up. Like I'm not thinking everyone's out here doing the Tim Donaghy type thing like that. I don't think that's the case, but 15-28. So that, like I said, under, you know, that's a little over 50%. 2 interceptions, no touchdowns for Aaron Rodgers. Like this is the guy that's thrown 45 touchdowns and 6 picks. This is the guy that's is a multiple as an MVP. Been to the last 2 NFC championship games. Like they went 13-3 last year. I just, to me, like asking if he point shave may be an actual thing. Like, and who knows, maybe he said, okay, you know, the Milwaukee Bucks getting a ring is the last thing I'm going to help do for Wisconsin. And he's out of there. So listen, if that's the case, listen, Green Bay Packers, ownership got to get him out of there. Like he got to go now. Like if that's the case, let the Jordan Love era start now. Like cause clearly he's not going to show up. And I think this Sunday show, like if he doesn't ball this Sunday, maybe he goes maybe like 16-35, 174, like 1 touchdown and 2 picks. He's clearly fucking with y'all and saying, look, I'm not going to play my best. Get me out here type thing. So no, to answer your question, because I was super long-winded, it's not an overreaction. I think it's spot on. And he may be point shaving.
Is he James Hardening him right now? Because like,
yeah, that's what he might be doing.
He doesn't even just look. So I do think to be contrary to my point before I get to it is I do think it is a little bit of an overreaction because I do think Aaron Rodgers is going to be Aaron Rodgers and it's only a matter of time before he has a game where we're like, oh, right. Okay. At the same time, it is also very possible that he's James Hardening the shit out of the Packers right now because I've never seen Aaron Rodgers look like this either, man. He isn't just changing his play. He looks like a 54-year-old homeless man that you would give change to on the side of the road right now. It's unbelievable what he looks like. Like, you don't recognize him. He has a tighter man bun than DK. Like, I just, you know what I mean? Like, bro, I don't know who he is right now. And, like, I do kind of have a feeling that he's hardening him. And he's going to get traded, and all of a sudden that hair is going to come back low. And, like, it'll be jacked again. And you're like, what?
Yeah, you know who I quit it. So it is James Harden. That's more of a recent thing that happened. But remember, you know, in our childhood, when Vince Carter was in Toronto, and Vince Carter was kind of getting hurt there and missing this and not really performing well in Toronto. And as soon as his ass got sent to New Jersey, 27 a night, and we was like, oh, Vince Carter still got something. Yeah, motherfucker, like Vince's half man, half amazing. Well, we see Aaron Rodgers up on the field that no other quarterback has done, maybe outside of Mahomes. So yeah, he's 38 now, but he can still he still got it. Although he's 37, he'll be 38 later on this year. So Like he still can dominate a game. So yeah, I don't want folks to get it twisted like he sees sometimes a scrub because he's far from it. He ain't that number 12 that in Tampa Bay. And I hope that we figured that shit out last year. And I want to make that clear. But he's far from a scrub. Like he's still top 5, maybe even top 3 when he's on. So, but yeah, get that man out of Green Bay. He's probably going to go to Denver. Yeah, I'll put that out there. I think he goes to Denver by week 8.
I was going to say, you think he finishes in Green Bay this season?
No. He'll be out of there week 8. Get him out of there week 8. Send his ass to, the Green Bay. Get Chetty's ass out of there. And, let him work with them boys down in Denver. They got some good young receivers there, so we'll see.
Yeah. I just think it is an overreaction and it's not. It is the conclusion we're coming to because, like, Aaron Rodgers is amazing, but at the same time, he is 100% trying to force his way out of Green Bay. He's not washed up. He's not shitty. He's just trying to get the fuck out of there. And there's no doubt about that at this point. The next one. All right. So I got to go back to my boys real quick. Is the repeat on Tampa Bay? Is this a foregone conclusion? Should we just give them the trophy now? Because Tom Brady looked amazing. They brought back the whole team. They looked awesome. What do you think?
So I'm going to say no because of what we just saw last year in Kansas City, right? People automatically crowd Kansas City, right? And that's hard to do in football. Like, once again, I'm a Patriot fan. 07, boys ran through the league. I'm talking about demolished folks. Just ask the Redskins, ask Baltimore. Like they ran through everyone.
The one that stands out to me is that Titans one. Remember that?
Oh no, that was a couple years after that. But yeah, the 59, nothing. Yeah, but still, they were still dominant. There was like nothing. There's only been one thing in sports that's been absolute, and that was the 2016, 2017 Golden State Warriors. Other than that, there's nothing that's absolute. Like, and I know people want to, get that test to Patrick Mahomes because of what he does. We know our producer thinks that Mahomes is going to be out of here next week. If you ask him, he thinks he's going to be on IR for weeks to come. Listen, the man's exciting to watch. We get that. But after what we saw last year with Kansas City supposed to go back-to-back, they did. It's, they would have won 3 in a row if XYZ didn't happen. So, to me, this hypothetical stuff, it's not about an if, it's just what actually happened. So, no, it's not a overreaction. And like I said, Tampa's not going to repeat. They're not going to repeat, I don't think. They'll get there, but I don't think they repeat.
All right. Fair enough. I agree with you. I don't think they're going to repeat. I think it's too hard. I do think that they look really, really good, though. And I think it's going to be really tough to take them down.
X.
The next overreaction. The Cleveland Browns are the same Cleveland Browns because they blew that game in Kansas City. For everyone who lives under a rock, Cleveland Browns had an 18-point lead? Or was it 18? It was 28.
Yes, 28-10. Yep.
28-10, right? And obviously, as DK predicted, and as Joe predicted, Kansas City came back, and took down the Cleveland Browns again in comeback fashion. Another great game. But are the Browns still just the Browns? Can they not get over that hump?
So they'll get over the AFC North hump because they have the most talent in that division. But when it comes to actually winning, and we just talked about it with the Patriots, right? Like you have to learn to win. But Cleveland hasn't been in the playoff picture since John Elway, doing the drive against them in 1987. So we're talking over 30 years, right? So, Bernie Kosar's out walking through that door. Ernest Byner's out walking through that door. That's not happening, right? Our guy, Dennis Northcutt, remember that?
Oh, no, Derek Anderson. Derek
Anderson, baby, not walking through that door. You feel me? Braylon Edwards, the show goes on. Those guys aren't walking through the door. So Cleveland has talent. Obviously, I think Odell Beckham, I think, is becoming a really big what if right now. I'm not sure we'll ever see him at full strength ever again. And that may be an overreaction as we say that because he was out again for week 1. But no, but to answer your question, yeah, Cleveland is still Cleveland. And like I said, they'll get over the AFC North up, but they won't do much come postseason.
I'm going to go and disagree with that and think that's a huge overreaction because I think it's the opposite, in my opinion. I think Cleveland showed to me exactly what I thought they would. I think that they're a legitimate contender in this league. And they just got past their biggest hump. So I think Cleveland's going to end up 11-1. They're not going to lose another game until they get to, I think it was the Ravens in week 12 or week 13. I think Cleveland's about to go on a run. I believe in Baker Mayfield, man. I know you have so much hate on him, but I believe in Baker. It's something about his swag. You guys know how I feel about with quarterbacks with swag when they just got that it factor. And I just feel like Baker does. I wish they could have pulled that game out, man. I really do. Not only just for my own bragging rights to be like, I told you Cleveland was awesome, but just because, like, I think football is better when the Browns are good too. Yeah, just love. I like the Browns, man.
Yeah, listen, the fan base deserves it. Sorry, Leah, as you listen to this, I know you're all Pittsburgh, but the Cleveland fans deserve this, right? Like they're definitely top 5 lower fan bases in the NFL, maybe of all the sports, right? So the dog pound has been in full effect for forever. I mean, we'll see. I don't think they're going to reel off 10 or 11 straight. I just don't foresee that happening. A lot of things would have to go right, obviously, just like with any season. But once again, I feel like they may go 8-4, 9-3. That's possible. But 10 or 11 straight until that Baltimore game, I just don't see that happening. But we'll see. But like I said, Baker Mayfield got to take that step. You got to take that leap. Because if not, they'll still be, like I said, good enough to win the division, but the success in the playoffs won't be what they envision.
We're going from one AFC North team to the other. The other contender, or who I think after this week 1 is a contender. So I'm going to put that as my overreaction here. Are the Pittsburgh Steelers contenders, man? We went through this all last year. They come out, they look great against the Bills. They shut down that high-powered offense, which we'll get to another overreaction after this. But they shut down that high-powered offense, and they looked legit. Big Ben made the throw when he needs to. The offense looks like garbage, as we expected. But is the defense enough to carry them, man? Are the Steelers good? Are they good enough to top the Browns? What do you think?
So I'm sorry, but no. And I get it, right? They were killer last year. Like I said, 11-0. They were running through everybody. And then, like I said, Ben got even older real quick. He's still like really old on Sunday, right? Yeah, okay, yeah, you made a couple of throws. Okay, cool. But Najee Harris and that running back crew, they're going to have to be the guys. And once again, Dwayne Haskins looked good in the preseason. So I do think that if he got some more reps, like he might be someone that could be effective in that offense, as a reclamation project over there. But yeah, listen, as long as Ben is behind the center, I mean, I know just from a savvy veteran standpoint, they'd have a chance because he's going to keep them in the game. But he has a gunslinger mentality too, and kind of like Brett Favre. He's going to throw a pick when when you need him not to. He's going to get sacked when you need him not to, type thing. So, but yeah, the defense is definitely legit. So the defense will keep them in most games. But now, if the defense and run game are kind of like what it was with Ben when he first got there in 2004, when they went 15-1, then yeah, it could be, right? But I just don't see the defense and running game controlling it all year, because eventually, especially in today's league, you have to be able to throw the ball consistently. And although they have Deontay Johnson and Juju Smith-Schuster and Chase Claypool, and they have a great wide receiver core. But if you have a guy that can't get to them consistently and only throw for 170 yards, you're gonna struggle.
Yeah, I'm agree. It's a complete overreaction. I was pulling a pump fake there at DK. And the Steelers, they're horrible. That offense is not going to get it done, man. Listen, you have one of the upcoming running backs, and he goes for 16 for 38 or something like that. Big Ben looked so sloppy in that first half. He was missing some wide open targets. The defense is awesome. But I think that game has more to do with the Bills than it does with the Steelers, because this is going to lead right to my next overreaction. I don't think the Bills are going to be as great this year, man. I do see a definitely come back to earth year for the Bills. I still see them going 10-6, but right, overreaction coming into the season, the Bills being the runaway in the AFC East, and Josh Allen being an MVP frontrunner were complete overreactions. They're overrated. They're not as good as we thought. What do you think?
Yeah, so I got a confession. So shout out to my guy Ricky. So me and him and two other guys were in our group chat, and I remember seeing after Pittsburgh beat Buffalo, I said we're gonna win the AFC East. Like this team is not what it should be. So and I can't unerase it. It's there. It's in the group chat. The message is there. So I was like, we're gonna win the AFC. Now we lost on Sunday, but I was like, okay. I said Josh Allen definitely took a step back. And I think that's something he was calling about. I think he was calling for that last year. But I think he was saying that he was going to take a step back. But me and Craig was on the hype train. He was like, yo, Josh Allen is that guy. And get it, with no crowd. Yeah, with no crowd, it was definitely Bills Mafia it was a solid Bills Mafia, but they was running through, everybody. So I just thought, man, that crowd at Orchard Park is crazy. You live up in that area, like Orchard Park, that area is crazy up there, Ruff Wilson Stadium. I don't even know what it's called now, but that's what I remember it as. So it's always going to be Ruff Wilson Stadium to me. But, but they definitely took a step back. Defensively, they'll still be fine because when you have Trey Wyatt and, I forget, is it Edwards, 49 Edwards, Trey Edwards, something like that. So they have some Pro Bowl guys in that defense, so that they still should be good. But, Josh Allen got to play. You got to come with it. If not, they're going to take a step back, and hopefully that means that New England can just swoop right in and steal the division right back.
What always scared me about the Bills last year is they were awesome, but their lack of run game always scared me. The fact that they were that dumping. What's the word I'm looking for? Dump and run offense, where they didn't have a run game. They had short passing game, and that's how they ran the ball. And they were always in shotgun. That always scares me with a team. I think it's a little more gimmicky than a team that can just light up under center and just shove it down your throat, but can also play action off of that, can do other things. So that always kind of scared me with them. I just don't see the same success as last year. And to me, losing to the Steelers like that, a team that, listen, the Steelers were so bad in that first half. They were so bad. They had 53 yards of total offense. And the Bills lost that game at home. I think that smells trouble to me, man. It just does. You can't be a playoff contending team, have a team come in and just shit the bed, look like booty the entire first half, and then have them come back and beat you.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're right. And especially with Pittsburgh had a damn near brand new offensive line. I said, a rookie running back, you definitely should have been, whipping their ass all over the field, but that didn't happen. So, well, do you want me to be heartbroken about a division rival losing the game? Hell no. I'm super glad that they went down. So it is what it is. But another one I thought about too that this wasn't on my sheet, but Philadelphia 32-6 against the Atlanta Falcons. And look, man, it's the Atlanta Falcons. I'm sorry, my homeboy Gerald that listens to the show. Appreciate your support. Listen, man, it was Atlanta, bro. It was Atlanta. They have not been the same since February 5th, 2017, which is now a national holiday. We didn't realize that. It's National 28-3 Day, okay? So I'm sorry, G. They're not that team, pal. They're not that team. Shout out to Jalen Hurts for doing this thing. Shout out to Devontae Smith for getting a touchdown. He looked pretty good, but it was Atlanta. Let's temper the expectations. Calm down. You're not winning the NFC East. Just take a deep breath, enjoy the win, and move on. So, I'll pass it to the NFC East expert here. Bobby, what were your thoughts about Philly? Are they as good as what they looked at on Sunday, or, was that a mirage?
So it was definitely a surprise. I'll give you that. When I looked at that score, I was like, wow. The thing with the Falcons, so before I get to the Eagles, the thing with the Falcons, I always thought that they went half-assed moving on from that. And after you blow that lead, man, after that next season, if shit still isn't good, you got to blow that thing up. And they didn't. They still have Matt Ryan. They still have these pieces hanging around from that 28-3 that just lingers over the team. So I agree with you. Until that they are completely separated from the worst debacle, the worst choke in Super Bowl history, that team will never be good. Eagles, listen, you're asking the wrong guy when it comes to the Eagles, because I fucking hate the, but they don't look bad. I'll give them that. Jalen Hurts is good. Jalen Hurts is definitely a good quarterback. I don't think so. One of the overreactions I saw with him was that he's an ex Lamar Jackson. Don't see that. I don't think he has the playmaking skills that Lamar has. But at the same time, I think Javonte Smith and Jalen Reagor are a hell of a wide receiver corps. They went from a shitty, awful wide receiver corps to a very good young wide receiver corps with upside. They have good defense. I don't think they're going to be as bad as people thought. I don't think that they're contenders. I don't think Hurts is there yet. Could he get there? Maybe. But I don't think that they're there yet. They have too many holes. I don't think Sirianni is that good of a head coach. But again, it's only been 1 week, so I can't say that. But fuck the.
I mean, listen. Obviously, I thought that I thought Washington would be the kind of team that would be end up competing in there because they have the best defense. I feel like in that division, they have the best player. in that division, in my opinion, and Chase Young outside of Dak. So we'll see. But yeah, listen, like, yeah, calm down, G. Calm down, Trey. Yeah, it's not that serious. They had a good win. They looked really good. They might get smacked 35-10 in week 2. Like, just chill. So
we got 2 more. I want 2 more. So because the 2 NFC teams, and we got to touch on them because they're the 2 biggest stories from the NFC. The Rams, man, are the Rams. So my overreaction is Matthew Stafford is the missing piece, and the Rams are now the favorite in the NFC. Tell me why I'm wrong, man. Tell me why a team that Jared Goff brought to the Super Bowl with mediocre quarterback play can't be one of the best teams in the league with Matthew Stafford throwing 70-yard bombs on a dime.
So I can't, because I'm just like you're the wrong guy to talk to about the Eagles. I'm the wrong guy to talk about Matthew Stafford. I am the biggest Matthew Stafford supporter probably on the show. I wanted him to replace. Yeah. I wanted him to replace Tom last year. 2 years ago, I should say. Like, I love Matthew Stafford. Like, ever since that game on NFL Films where he had, like, spread his shoulder against Cleveland, and he's like, I'm gonna finish the game, and I'm like, this motherfucker's tough. Like, I would ride with him any day, anytime. Like, so he just needed to get out of NFC North. So sorry, Dave. I know you thought he was shitty because he was in Detroit. Everyone's shitty in Detroit. Just saying. Yes, he had, Marvin Jones and Calvin Johnson and, other guys that was there. But listen, man, he's over there and there. Shout out to Cooper Kupp is real. I thought maybe it was just a golf thing with him, and maybe Sean, like, Cooper Kupp is the real deal. I miss him on my fantasy team. I need to find a way to get him back if I can. So someone that has him on the MTP league, I'm coming to trade for my guy number 18. Cooper Kupp. I'm a fan for sure. I need to get a jersey too, but yeah, I won't say it's not an overreaction from Matthew Stafford, but I can't say they're the favorite because it doesn't. I wouldn't put them over Tampa Bay. I wouldn't put them. I mean, I can't think of another team that they maybe. Even, and I get it. I know they just lost, but hell, to me, I still think if Green Bay's on, Green Bay can beat LA. Hell, they beat them last year in the playoffs. So I just think, to me, they may be third or fourth on that pecking order. But listen, LA is definitely going to be a good team. Matthew Stafford clearly is an upgrade over Sunshine, over Ryan Gosling. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
And then, so I lied. So real quick. So other one, Cardinals. Are the Cardinals now a powerhouse in the NFC? Is Kyler Murray real? Is he actually a passing quarterback? Can we trust this Cardinals team?
I've been fighting it. My boy Aaron, always comments on our live shows. He's been suing the horn for Arizona for the last year and a half, and I'm just like, I don't know, but yeah, Kyler Murray seems to be the real deal. Like I kind of alluded to earlier in the show, he's everything I thought Lamar was going to be. He has the arm talent.
He's the fastest son of a bitch I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous how he gets around the field. But it helps when you have a DRG Hopkins. It helps when you have you bring over AJ Green and Christian Kirk. Our guy from UMass. Hit Andy
Isabella, bro.
So there's so much talent on this team now. I think Chase Edmonds, their running back, they maybe can upgrade at the running back position, but passing wise, they're going to be great. And my God, Chandler Jones, my God, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 sacks, 5 of them. Are you kidding me? 5? Like, I'm like, yo. And it's, once again, that's one of the few guys I'm like, damn, like, I was upset when we traded him. Like,
that's that Craig TikTok right there. Too bad the Patriots can't have a guy like Chandler Jones.
Like, wait, right, yeah. Right, wait. Whatever that music is, that pop slap. Yeah, I'm just going to turn my head slowly and say, we fucking had him. We did have him, and you let him go for basically peanuts at the time. So, oh my God. Him and Richard Seymour are 2 guys that I'm just mad. But anyway, that I can go on that tangent forever. But yeah, like I said, I've been trying to fight against it, but I can't any longer. They dominated Tennessee, and everyone knows how I feel about a Derrick Henry-led team. I know I'm the Lone Ranger when it comes to a running back can be the best player doing it. I know to the other 5 on here that the running back position is not needed, that running backs suck, and all the other nonsense you guys got.
The other 4. All right.
Yeah,
I got a D. All right. I got a D. So I gotta keep feeding it. So yeah.
Understand, like, listen, 20 carries for 100 yards or 20 carries for 200 yards. Like, Derrick Henry is a beast. So, but they looked awful. He looked awful. Tannehill looked awful. You know, for them to get AJ Brown and Julio Jones and absolutely get, nothing from them virtually was awful. It was a joke. So yeah, Arizona handled business, and yeah, they look like they're going to be for real in the NFC West and just the NFC overall.
I think J.J. Watt was a huge piece of that too, because listen, Chandler Jones isn't getting 5 sacks if you don't have J.J. Watt on the other side wreaking havoc either, So, we'll skip the last one because we'll go to the power rankings. We'll cover it there. So power rankings every week. We started these back up. We love them. Created a lot of controversy last year. Kind of hoping to do the same thing again. So let's go. So week 1 power rankings, I do want to preface this with, this is based off of week 1. Okay. My preseason rankings or the preseason rankings have nothing to do with this. They're not based off of the week 1. So like people are dropping different places, dropping 2 spots because of those preseason rankings. So week 1, we're fresh, new season. Way we go. Number 10. Only because I didn't see a team on Sunday that looked as good as we did offensively and looked as good as, or looked like they could stop that Tom Brady offense. I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to go number 10, my Dallas Cowboys. Just because. I know. But listen, hear me out though. When you were watching those games on Sunday, did you see a team or 9 teams that you thought, or I guess 20 teams, because we're going the other way, 20 other teams that you thought could keep up with the Buccaneers like the Cowboys did? Because I personally didn't. Okay. I didn't see a team that got smoked on Sunday that I was like, oh, they're better than the Cowboys. The Chargers aren't better than the Cowboys. The Redskins aren't better than the Cowboys. Like, I was just trying to go through all these teams and I'm like, I'm putting them there. Listen, I guess there's so much hometown behind that, but I'm sticking with it. 10, the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'll reserve judgment.
Yeah, let me get to 5 before you yell at me for putting the Cowboys in the top 10. So we got 9 49ers. They looked awesome. Yes, they almost blew that game against Detroit, but I just feel like with the Shanahan offense, even with Mostert out, I don't see them missing much of a beat. Seems like they can just plug any running back into there and they're fine. I think the 49ers are good. That defense is awesome. Number 8, listen, it hurt me to do this. I don't believe in them. But from what I saw week 1, they beat a team I thought was going to be one of the top 10 teams. So I'm going to put the Steelers number just because of what I saw week 1. Again, the defense looked great. The offense needs a lot of work, but that was an impressive win week 1 for sure. 7, Seahawks. They're awesome. Russell Wilson's awesome. DK Metcalf's awesome. Tyler Lockett's awesome. They have a lot of work to do defensively. I think they could have looked a lot better in week 1. There's a lot of things they could shore up, but they did enough to get the win convincingly. Again, that offense is going to be tough to stop. 6, Cardinals. We just went over it. They're awesome. Kyler Murray is, like I said, the fastest man I've seen in the field. I don't know if it's because he takes his like little tiny scamper steps or like what it is, but like, man, he is so fast. That defense is going to be tough to beat. And with Watt and Chandler Jones coming off the edges, I don't know what else you could do. Number 5, the team I wanted to get to before, the New Orleans Saints, man. I love Jameis being the quarterback of this team. He's never had, I guess that's such a lie, he had a great offense in the Buccaneers. But having seen what he did in week 1 and seeing what the Saints were, I love the way they look, man. So I'm putting them at number 5 because they were so impressive. They spanked the Packers. They didn't just beat them. They bent them over like, bro, you did something wrong. You're going to fucking timeout and you're getting 12 lashings on the way to it. So Saints at number 5. What do you think, man? I know I couldn't help myself.
So honestly, 5 through 9, I have no issue with. I really don't. I think that's spot on. At 10, I'd actually have Miami instead of Dallas.
They were 11. They were the team I was, so to be fair, they were the team I was 12.
Miami, I'd have it 10. Listen, like that defense looked really legit, and they maybe had a better quarterback than Tua, they might have beat us by a couple of touchdowns, honestly. Tua's just not, he's not the guy of the future. He's not. They're trying to force him to be like that down there, but he's not going to be that guy. But like I said, I'd put Miami 10, but like I said, I love where Arizona is, love where Seattle is. I may have had the Saints a little bit higher only because of how badly they beat the Packers, even though it was at a neutral site. But listen, 5 touchdowns from Jameis. He definitely looked like FSU Jameis there for sure. And that laser eye surgery is paying off. I know we scoffed at the notion of him coming up here to the range, and he was like, there's no way, like, if you're going to get a guy that's going to throw for 30 touchdowns and 30 picks, like, that would never fly, and then, we had a lot of works with Cam Newton last year. So, I mean, maybe who knows? Same as Winston might have been a little bit better, but no, listen, 5-9, great. Like I said, my only thing, like I said, I would have just had Miami, and they also won their game. That matters. They won their game. Like I said, and I'm being unbiased here because they beat my team. I think they deserve to be in that top 10 for week 1.
I don't disagree with that. Now that I heard your rationale behind it, like, I don't disagree with it. They're just staying there. The Cowboys are staying at 10 because this might be the only time that I have, like, plausible, possible rationale to put this team in the top 10. Listen, we almost beat the champs, man. We look great. So they're staying there. All right. There's no moving them. They're at 10.
Yeah, hopefully we're together on week 4. And I'll be drunk out of my mind by that. If we beat them, oh my God, they'll be at fucking number 1. Oh man, crazy.
Number higher than 1. But anyways, so number 4, the team I believe in. I know they lost, the Browns. I think they were very impressive week 1. I know I'm probably going to catch a lot of shit for putting 2 0-1 teams in my top 10. I don't care. The Browns are number 4. I think they looked really good. They played the best team in the NFL. Listen, when you expect an 18-point comeback, you can't fault the team who gave up that 18-point comeback. I'm just saying. 3, the Rams. Listen, man, Matthew Stafford adds a whole different offense to that team. It's so different. Sean McVay is a genius. We've been waiting for that genius to come back. We're all having wet dreams over it a couple of years ago. So it's about time. Stafford's going to add a whole element there. And then 2-1 are the most obvious 2-1s that we've had in a long time in the NFL. The 2 teams that were in the Super Bowl last year, number 2 is the Chiefs, number 1 is the Bucs. They're honestly interchangeable to me. I think either one of them could be considered the best team in the NFL right now. The only reason the Bucs get the edge is because of Tom Brady. That's it. You know what I mean? And that's saying, that over Patrick Mahomes. That shows how special Brady is. But yeah.
But it's funny how quickly that changed, right? Because even coming into Tampa Bay last year, folks was like, man, there's no way. It doesn't matter who Mahomes face. Like, he could be facing the 85 Bears. He could be facing, the 07 Patriots. Like, he's going to put up 50. He's going to put up 60. He's going to get 700 yards. And it was just like, like, he's human still. Like, he is still human. Like, he's a phenomenal player. Like, one of the best this game has ever seen already in his short career. But he's still human. He's going to make mistakes. And once again, we saw that, like I said, they didn't even score a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Like, they didn't even score a touchdown. So I'm fine with the 1 and 2. I agree with the being interchangeable. I agree with you. And now that we have the whole list, the Saints should be ahead of the Browns. Like, come on. Like 38-3. You could, like I said, Cleveland, from what they showed on the field, yes, they are in the top 10, regardless of the loss, and you have to factor in the opponent. That's true. But yeah, I mean, listen, the Saints really maybe shouldn't even be top 3. When you win 38-3, the guy 5 touchdowns for Jameis. Like, we're not talking about the crab legs. We're not talking about the licking the fingers and the that's that W. Like that's not cool. Like none of those foolish antics. The man came out there and looked like 2013 Heisman winner. Jameis was like that. He looked phenomenal. So, and it would be Sean Payne to reinvigorate his career down there in New Orleans. So, and they don't even have Michael Thomas back. So I can only imagine what's going to be once they get him back. Yeah, we'll maybe get another piece out there. But yeah, Saints maybe could jump up to the top 3. Maybe jump LA and then come back. Who knows? But like I said, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that Saints team was really impressive. I didn't think they'd be this good right away. I think maybe they had to work up to it. But hey, if Davis is going to be that guy, once again, it's hard. It's hard to get guys that get 30 touchdowns, even though he had 30 picks. 30 touchdowns is nothing to sneeze at. We clearly can ball, but I say if he can see clearly now, it may be a wrap.
I can see clearly now.
The picks are gone.
Yeah, that was good. Okay, yeah. So I'm with that. I don't disagree on the Browns and Saints point. I really don't. 38-3 is nothing, especially against the Packers, who like had that mystique coming in. You had your game moved to Jacksonville, so I don't hate it. Yeah. So, anyways,
Patriots number 2.
yeah, Pats number 2.
That's number 2, baby.
Pats on Mac Jones, baby. Mac Jones.
Mac and cheese, baby. Top 2. Oh man. So obviously, listen, before we close out, obviously week 2 is coming up. After this episode will drop, but what are some games you're looking forward to in week 2, and who should we be looking at in your opinion, Bobby?
So I love week 2 right now because what you're looking at is a lot of teams that had great games in week 1 against teams that didn't have that great a game in week 1. So like Titans, Seahawks, I think it's going to tell us a lot about the Titans. If the Seahawks come out and just stomp the Titans into the ground, it's going to be a long year for the Titans. The other one to me, man, I hate to do it to you, but the other one I'm looking at is Pats Jets. Like I hate to bring us into this right now, but
oh wait, were we 2 though?
If the Pats, so the outlook on the Pats season right now, we're looking at like our Pats fans. If they lose against the Jets and a rookie quarterback, hell is going to light on fire in New England. And that's true.
But it shouldn't though. Like it shouldn't land on fire. It shouldn't. Like I also remember being 1-2, and you can go back and listen to the championship rewrap. We can put that in the show notes too. I remember another team in 2001 being 1-2, and some guy getting laid the fuck out. And then, some guy coming in and going, 8-4 along the way. So give it time. I know it was a different era and their expectations were super low, but now we can't put this man on a Tom Brady pedestal after one fucking game. Like we cannot do that. Like, I'm sorry, 2021. I'm sorry, Twitterverse. Like you cannot put this man, do not surpass Celtics Twitter in one game. Like, do not make this do not have this Mac Jones become like the great fucking Steesma of the Patriots where he's becoming Tom Brady after one fucking game. Relax. I'm going to keep saying that. Craig, you got to put that in the episode. RELAX. Relax, please. I'm telling you, like, this is not, I'm sorry. And you probably brought this up to get another reaction, and that's fine. I'm lucky for that. But we've got to change. Got you. Like, this is not a must win. Obviously, I want to beat the Jets because the Jets are the Jets. And once again, I want to yell on the next time I'm on here, JETS, just end the season. That's what I want to yell. I'm going to yell that. Zach Wilson didn't look good on Sunday either. He looked terrible. Trevor Lawrence looked terrible. Mac Jones by far looked the best out of all the rookie quarterbacks that was taken in the first round. I mean, shout out to Trey Lance, who was the guy that a lot of us wanted, getting that 5-yard touchdown, against Detroit. But please, like, that's not a must win, and hell should not be set on fire. But you're right, Bobby. It probably will be. And I'll be sitting here, pulling my dreads out because I heard some dumb shit on talk radio and Twitter. And like I said, Twitter will be literally on fire. So
in Boston, no.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right.
So the game of the week, though, is obvious. So the Ravens were just in the game of the week against the Raiders. Ended up being in the game of the week. Next week, Chiefs-Ravens, man. That's the game of the week, right? It's either that or, I hate to say it, I don't mean it because I just put them in the top 10, but Cowboys-Chargers is the other intriguing game of the week, I think.
Yeah, I mean, your boy Herbert might put up 40.
That's why that game could be a lot of fun because you're going to have two quarterbacks that are just going to be slinging the ball in that game with Herbert and Dak.
Yeah, he might put up 40 and Dak may put up 43. Who knows? Like, it might be just that type of game. Yeah, I mean, I'm not so sure Chiefs Ravens will be exciting, though. I think Kansas City might smoke them. Now, once again, I'm a Lamar supporter. But once again, if you blew the game against this Vegas team, what's going to happen when you face Kansas City? And they're scoring every fucking time. Every time. The man just said, fuck it, Tyreek's down there somewhere. Just flings it. Are you kidding me? 75 yards. Flicks it. not stepping into the throw.
His submarine throws.
Yeah, just flicking the wrist. Look at the flick of the wrist. Like, just look at the flick of the wrist. Just fires Tyreek. Tyreek does his little dance, throws up the peace sign, touchdown, Kansas City. Like, I don't know. So I do expect that game to. I'm hoping that game is good. I do think that the Chargers and Cowboys game can be good. I'm expecting a blowout with the Patriots and Jets. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like it's just going to be a 20-17 game. Like, if Jet Sweep Josh actually lets.
That's it, right? Jet Sweep Josh.
Yes, that's it. That's what we're recording it, Craig. So get the t-shirts ready. Jet Sweep Josh. So JSJ, baby. Hashtag JSJ. But let him throw. Let him throw. Like, I just want to start that chant. Just let him throw. Like, that's our best option right now. And once again, find that balance, keep that balance between Harrison, Stevenson, and James White. But that's what I'm looking for. So that should be a blowout. But those are the few things that come to mind. We'll see. We didn't talk about this earlier, but Houston played really good against Jacksonville. We'll see if Houston finds a way to beat Cleveland. Are we saying it for real now? So, that's another intriguing thing going into week 2. So that's it. A lot of great games. Like I said, it's always great to see a full slate on the board. I know the Giants and Washington football team game is on Thursday. Yeah, I just want to see, Chase Young just sack Danny Dimes like 4 or 5 times. That'd be beautiful to watch, because I hate Giants, but go ahead, Bubba.
If the Lions somehow on Monday night go into Lambeau Field and come out with a victory against the Packers, Aaron Rodgers is done in Green Bay. I'm making that proclamation right now. If Detroit comes into Lambeau Field and beats the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers will be traded within the next month. And there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt of that in my mind. If that actually happens, it's over. He's not even trying. He is James Hardening you. So if the Lions can come in and do that, I don't think. When was the last time they did that?
I don't know, but that leads into my question. So I'm glad that you asked that. So, I mean, is Scott Mitchell walking through that door? Is Herman Moore walking through that door? Is Barry Sanders walking through that door? So, we know the answer to this. So the answer is no. So if those guys aren't walking through the door, they're not walking into Lambeau Field and beating us. Not with Ryan Gosling. No way. There's no way that Ryan Gosling comes into Lambeau Field and beats Aaron Rodgers. No way. No way he comes in and beats Discount Double Check. No way. No way. That's not happening. If that does, then yeah, listen. By the time they do the post-game conferences, you should hear dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Aaron Rodgers has been dealt to said team. And we're making a graphic about it on our Instagram. Because that's what should happen. Because that might be worse than James, because he was still balling. He had a couple of games where he had 40 and 10 with Houston. So the man gets 40 in the sleep. So Aaron Rodgers, just do better. Stop passing the buck on everybody else. It's like, take some blame for playing bad and not thinking it was, Vontae scaling, or it was something that Devontae did, or something that Aaron Jones did, or something that AJ Dillon did. Shout out to BC. Like, it's not just them, it's you too. So go ahead, man.
The Cavernator. So the Lions are the Packers are 22-3 at Lambeau Field against Detroit since 1992. And they've lost once they've lost twice. So they've lost twice since 1992. Once was in 2018 and once was in 2015. And the 2018 year was when it was before his first year. And I think the Packers were like 6-10 that year. Like, the Packers were garbage. So if this actually happens, man, think about that. 28-3 since 1992. You have an MVP quarterback. You like that? That was good, right? Shout out to Brady in his video this week, 28-3.
Exactly.
But you have that record there. And then if that actually happens, man, with this Lions team, with Goff, with the weapons they have, I'm calling it. Rodgers traded by the end of September, if that happens.
No, I'm saying after the game. Da-da-da. He's gone. Like, they going to have everyone on there, Scott Van Pelt, whoever, they're going to talk. Like, he's gone. He's gone, ladies and gentlemen. He Superman has left the building. Like, he'll be out of there for sure. Like, after the game. Like, you're not even doing a press conference. Get your ass on the bus. You're gone. See you later. Like, that, and then lose to Detroit. Especially if it may lose, like, it's like 34-17. Like, yo, pack him and send him home. Pack him up and send him home. Like, immediately. Or do it like remember, what's the guy from Miami? And if I get it wrong, Craig can cut this out in post. But I think it was Vontae Davis. He quit at halftime.
At halftime. Yeah.
Like, it was that fucking bad. This man retired at halftime. I said, are you serious? My man said, we're getting smacked so badly. I'm okay. I'm good. Like that. You know how defeated you have to be mentally to be like, yo, I'm getting these checks, but man, fuck it. I got to go. So that's just wild.
No, but if the Lions beat the Packers on Sunday, we'll all see it firsthand because Aaron Rodgers is going to shed some tears in that post-game press conference.
Yeah. Well, I'll be sharing some of the laughter, and so will DK for sure if that happens. So
yeah, DK.
Yeah. He'll probably be there trying to bring him to the airport in Wisconsin for sure. So but that's good. So is there any last words on week 2 before we wrap it up?
No, not really. I mean, just I'm pumped for week 2. I love that we're going to get into the midst of this NFL season now and get away from these overreactions because there's nothing better than looking back at week 1 after week 5 and being like, everyone was wrong. Everyone was wrong.
Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be wrong on 90% of those. So, yeah. So, let's end with some final words. So, any final words?
No, you're good, man.
Yeah, Joe. Well, for me, like I said, we haven't done this in a while. Well, I haven't done this in a while, I should say. But since I last been on, they had indicted the 2 of the people that helped murder. That's the right word. Murdered Elijah McClain. So they indicted people that killed Elijah McClain. So I'm glad that finally happened. So like I said, we've been screaming justice for that. So like I said, Black Lives Matter every day, and that is not just when it's convenient for you. So like I said, that's all I gotta say about that. And this has been a dope show.
Yeah, man, it's been awesome. So for Rayshawn, real BK Bob Kelly, greatest producer in the world, Craig D'Alessandro. That's week 1 of the NFL season, ladies and gentlemen. It's back. NFL here to stay at least until February. But I'm real BK Bob Kelly. That's Rayshawn. We're out. Later.
Welcome to Ringside with Ray and Prince. My name is Ray Leonard Jr.
Oh, is that the set? No, that's just my dad.
My name is Prince Daniels Jr.
Daniels again with a big home touchdown.
On this show, we come to humanize
Athletes, entertainers, business executives. We're going to see what makes them tick.
Tuesdays, 10 a.m. Pacific time on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever you get your podcasts.
We'll see you there. Peace and power.
Electric acid.
Hey, it's Tim from 50 Years of Music with 50-Year-Old White Guys, the comedy podcast you had no idea you needed. Join Ben, Jeff, and me as we continue our musical road trip back through the years and around the globe. See, just when you thought all white guys were like Joe Rogan, you come across 3 educators trying to remember when we were cool.
50 Years of Music with 50-Year-Old White Guys.
Electric acid. Electric acid.